Hey, Sage Valentine here. Welcome to my channel of the same name. Right now I'm going to review CBS's Big Brother Season 17, episode number 21. So what did I think about this episode? It was a good one. And kudos to Johnny Mac for starting that fight, lying to protect Clay, and then getting the hell out of the way. I thought that was so funny. How no one pointed any fingers towards Johnny Mac. How James and Clay were sitting there arguing. Vanessa was freaking out and no one was looking like Johnny Mac said all this. This came from him. Nope. It was all he said, she said, he said. John at this point right now is playing a pretty good game. And I do think he has the potential to make it to the final 3 if he keeps this up. Becky as HOH, I like it so much. And when a couple weeks ago when Jackie was HOH and Becky was counseling her, I loved the idea she was giving Jackie, but I love Becky's plan more than anything else, and I love how everybody is on board. But the one thing that got me though was not only when Becky told everybody don't talk about the V word, and we're not talking about Vanessa's name, they're talking about veto. When Becky was talking to Shelly, and Shelly's whole diary room thing popped up, and Shelly was like, I don't know, I can't really help her right now. I said, no, Shelly, you could help her if you wanted to. But see, now that the game has changed and it's every woman and man for themselves, Shelly's thinking about herself. She's not really thinking about the Sixth Sense 100%. The main person who's 100% thinking about the Sixth Sense is Vanessa. And Shelly, I guess, realized, listen, I was on the block last week. I could quite possibly be on the block this week, but if Becky's going to make a deal with me, I'm going to go along with it. And as you can see, she's going along with it, despite the fact that she's probably worried about being voted out if veto goes the wrong way. But still, Shelly could campaign to save Vanessa and put the target on somebody else, but Shelly's just like, I'm going to help myself, which is pretty funny. And it does bring back what I said in previous reviews when I said once Shelly is done with Vanessa, Vanessa's on her own. And even Becky saw what I saw and what Audrey saw, that Vanessa's by herself. She has nobody at this point. The twins are working together. Austin's obviously chasing after the twins. Shelly's out for herself. You got that big alliance on the other side. Vanessa is basically a target. And she put that on herself. And the fact that she's sitting down and basically acting as though I'm a possible target. No, sweetie, you are not a possible target. You are the target. And if this was any other player, they would realize this, like, I'm in trouble. But see, she still thinks, I guess, that she still has the numbers on her side. And I thought it was pretty funny how when when she and Shelly were talking in the bathroom, how Vanessa and Shelly were both saying, well, you know, Becky's kind of on our side. And at one point, I did fall into that trap, believing that Becky was on their side. But then it dawned on me, Becky was talking to James and the others when they were in power, and she has been hanging out with them a bit, even though the Sixth Sense kind of sort of let her in. She still had her allegiance solely with James and the others. But I do kind of agree that she kind of does go to the highest bidder a little bit. But then with Big Brother, sometimes you have to do that. It will get you far. How far, I don't know, but it will get you far. And for some reason, Vanessa believes that Steve is still the pawn this week. Obviously, Steve is the pawn. But Steve is a strong player and could quite possibly win the veto and possibly put you up. But then Vanessa still thinks that she's safe. So Another funny thing that happened during this episode, Vanessa came upstairs to the HOH room after Shelly shed her crocodile tears, even though Shelly is not the target this week, obviously. But you know, Shelly had to come up and cry and say, please don't put me up or don't put me out. Those tears aren't really working, but I guess they have bigger fish to fry at this point. So I guess Becky was like, I'm going to listen to her. When Vanessa came to the HOH room and she was trying to make a deal with Becky and all this stuff, and Becky was just like, I'm done with deals. I'm done with alliances. I'm over it. And Vanessa's in her diary room session like, does this girl know what game she's playing? I don't think she knows what game she... No, she knows. She also knows that she can't trust you, Vanessa. And I don't blame her because I wouldn't make any deals with Vanessa. Because Vanessa has had her hand in getting Jeff out, Audrey out, and Jason out as well. And don't forget, she also threw Clay and Shelly under the bus, even though they kind of sort of did that to her, but still, she looks a little iffy after doing that. And it was pretty funny how John basically reveals that he's had this big problem with Vanessa since day one. He's wanted her out of the game. And I was like, maybe I missed that on the feeds. Maybe not. So in the end, Shelly and Steve are up as nominees this week. But little does Becky know that now Steve is gunning for her because she kind of blew up his spot saying that he is a super fan lying super low and he needs to get his hands dirty, which obviously, as I've said in the beginning, is a part of his strategy. But now he is on a mission, and don't be surprised if he wins an HOH in the next week or so, because he is definitely gunning for Becky, and she will not see him coming at all. But you guys take care. Don't forget to rate this video, leave your comments. Let me know what you're thinking about this season and this episode in particular. Also, hit me up on Twitter and Google Plus at Sage Valentine. Also, funny story, on the feeds, I don't know if they'll show it Wednesday, Austin was calling Steve a floater, and he and James were worried about who Steve would nominate. First of all, Austin is a huge floater in the house because he hasn't won anything and God knows when. And number two, he's not really trying that hard. He's been throwing a lot of competitions. And if he wins HOH, people should worry about who he's going to nominate. Not so much Steve. Just saying. But you guys take care. I love you all. See you Wednesday. Bye, guys. Bye. And if you're wondering what's on my lips, it's Santa Baby by Lush. I had to put on something shiny and happy after watching that True Detective season finale. That was serious. Bye, guys. Bye.